Today we're going to discuss the definition of variability using range and standard deviation. So what is the definition of range? Remember that range is a measure of variation. It helps us to measure the variation in the data. The way that we define range is taking the maximum value and taking the minimum value in the collection and do the subtraction, find the difference between them. For example, you want to know what's the range of salary in a company like Google. You're going to find the maximum salary, you're going to find the minimum salary, and then find the difference between them. So range in a company salary. So it might be like $900,000. Yes, I know we all saw the reports, and it might be the lowest, like $50,000. Well, this is a huge difference between the maximum and minimum salary, right? But it doesn't give us anything meaningful. It just says that, hey, huge difference between the maximum and minimum salary. What you need as a statistician, you need another measure of variability, like what? Like the standard deviation. What does the standard deviation do? It takes all salary in your sample and it actually find the distance, the average distance to the center of the data. So instead of using their range, which only takes two values from the data, as a statistician, we prefer to use a different measure. We prefer to use a different measure. Like what? Like a standard deviation. If you watch the recorded session, you see the algebra behind the standard deviation. For the sake of our lecture, we're going to use our calculator to find the measure of center for the data. So first of all, make sure to reset your calculator. Reset the calculator to make sure there is no data stored in your calculator. So to reset your calculator, turn on the calculator, find second plus. So second plus. What are you going to do? You're going to find reset and reset two things. You're going to reset the RAM and the defaults. So to reset the RAM, you're going to select RAM and reset. You're going to repeat these steps again. Second plus, go to reset or 7 and reset the default as well. So there is no data in your calculator. You need to enter new data in L1, L2, L3, or so on. So let's take a look at our lecture note and go over one example for you. So in this example, I gave you information about the tuition for 25 liberal arts colleges. So tuition of 25 liberal arts colleges are given as follow. So these are the information that we have. We have $38,000, we have $46,000, we have $33,000, 27, 40, 23, $42,000, $30,000, 34, 27. We have another 27. We have a 41, 44. We have 22, 38. We have 26, 32, 45, 34, 31, 45, 26, 32, 19, and 23. Am I right? So these are the data that we have. We're going to use our calculator. We already reset the calculator, so there is no extra data in our calculator. What you're going to do, you're going to select stat and edit. So stat, make sure you have the edit and enter. In L1, enter all of these numerical values. Enter the data into column L1. So I have 38. Very good. I have 46. I have 33. I have 27. I have 40. I have 23. I have 42. I have 30 again. I have 34. I have 27. Then I have 27. What else? I have 41. I have 44. I have 22, 38, 26, 32, 45, 34, 31, 45, 26, 32, 19, and 23. We entered all data in our calculator in L1. In the next step, you need to go to stat again. Now you need to use arrow keys to go to calc. So here, if I switch around, I go to calc, I go to tests. What I need is the calc itself. So make sure it is on calculation, and make sure it is on one variable statistic. So here we go, calc and one variable statistics. Enter one variable stats, enter. Okay, make sure it is L1. So list must be L1 because we used L1, the first column, to enter the data, right? And frequency list must be empty. Use arrow key to go to calculate and enter, right? So here you have the following information in the screen. It says, hey, X bar is 33, and then go further down, S sub X, 8.067, which is 8.08. S sub X is 8.07. Perfect. So what does it tell me? It tells me, hey, S sub X represents the standard deviation of your sample. S sub X, or S, or standard deviation for sample, gives us the distance or the average distance from the mean or from the center on average. So it says, hey, if I randomly select one of these colleges, the deviation, the distance from the mean is about 8,000. So on average, the tuition is 33,000. If I randomly select one of these colleges, the average distance is 8,000. So again, between range and standard deviation, we prefer to use a standard deviation. Range only takes two values from your data, but the standard deviation takes all of those values into account. But it does the calculation very fast, your calculator, that you don't see the algebra behind the whole thing. To see the algebra, please make sure to watch the lecture posted on Canvas so you can follow the algebra behind.